Okay, as I said before, if you have any question or whatever, of course you can ask me. Then you can email to the office here. Then they will relay the email, forward the mail to me, so that I can answer in the class. Or you can ask on the spot or before the class. You can write, on the piece of paper. They just put on the table here. So I try my best to answer you. Okay, so now time's out. Please stand up. Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. First prostration to the Buddha. Okay, second prostration. Okay, third prostration. Okay, one bow to the Buddha again. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, please hold the palm as usual and follow me. Namo观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世 音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无 观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。Okay, please follow me. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。Okay. Hey sister, you off this aircon can too strong, that one enough. Okay, good morning, brothers and sisters. Okay, 3 more days, National Day. So wish you in advance, Happy National Day. Have a day break. Wish our country prosperous and progress and prosperous and everybody healthy. Very important. Okay, second thing, just to remind everybody, our next lesson will be on 20th August, as usual, third week of the month. So 20th August will be our next lesson. As I said earlier, we do have 4 questions. Some student asked through the email and asked me. 2 was written in English, 2 was written in Chinese. I don't know whether written in Chinese. I guess it must be Chinese educated. Why you don't write in English? Very funny. Paradox. So I hope that you, even you're Chinese educated, you join this class, hopefully you could understand my talk. Okay? This one, you cannot say, I want to learn English. English, you have to learn through basic one. Buddhism cannot learn English through Buddhism. Cannot. You see, Buddhism in English, you see a lot of terminology, that kind of things. Not just you know the grammar, know the vocab. Then you definitely can understand, fully understand. No, not necessary. Okay, so I try to answer the question first. I try to make it short because time constraint, as you know. Now, first question. In English one. I have a question for you. How does Buddhism explain supernatural powers and spirit? One by one. Now, if you study the Dharma class, or I conducted before, or you read from some other textbook, in Buddhism there are 6 spiritual power or supernatural power, 6通. Okay, the first 5 is common to all the religions, regardless. Besides Buddhism, regardless Christianity, Catholic, Taoism, Hinduism, Muslim, and so on and so forth. They talk about, oh, God bless you, God to have spiritual power. Spiritual power, sentong, it's just like you need to walk, you can fly, and you don't need to open the door, it's just visual body can come in just like that anyhow, and you need to take MRT because you can fly. Then you need to take airplane, save money, from here you can fly to Beijing, if you like it, or fly to South Korea, now the weather so hot. You see, Singapore very lucky, we are very lucky. You see, human heaven. This is a human heaven, Singapore. The weather is very moderate. Not really hot. Hot is hot, but not so hot. And then not very cold. Today, you read the Sunday Times. There's a British girl, 37 years old. Well, she was in Singapore. I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, reporter asked her, then interviewed her. She said, "Oh, I like Singapore very much. Not cold, and used to rain very often." You see? Of course, you don't appreciate it unless you go to other country and stay down there for a few, longer time. Then you will realize what I'm telling you. So we are all very lucky. Good karma, 佛教说 good karma, 善业, right? So we born in Singapore and can come here to listen to Diamond Sutra, and so on and so forth. If you stay in another country, Japan, now Japan, typhoon, Taiwan also typhoon, then the class will be cancelled. No class, no work, everybody happy. Now, so the first 5 spiritual power is common to other religions, but the last one you call 漏尽通, faultless power. 漏尽 means totally eradicate or abandon all the mental defilement. 全部断烦恼. They have this ability, and this is what we want. And this is the main focus in Buddhism. Now, if you want to aim for wish me healthy, of course, definitely. Then you say, everything's smooth, this and that, and so on and so forth. And you must try go and believe other religion. Buddhism is not just seeking for the spiritual power. Okay, in Buddhism, talking about 修行 cultivation, practice how we practice the Dharma in our daily life, and can get our benefit of it in order to generate wisdom. You can solve all the problems. You can transcend from the 6 cycle. Next life we will be in the whether hungry ghost, evil destiny, and so on and so forth. Animal. Okay, this is what we want. Our aim, right? So of course, Buddhism don't focus on spiritual power rather than we believe in karma, believe in cultivation, 修行, cultivate the Dharma. Okay, in detail anyway. Wow, you have to read up. That's why I say, you must have a basic Dharma knowledge. Very important. Okay, I have a colleague who can have an eye to see wandering spirit around since young. People say 不是青光眼啊，青光眼 correct. You see, our eye is a naked eye. In the Diamond Sutra, they got 5 eyes: Dharma eye, wisdom eye. In the doesn't mean that your eye change, go operation, change to another eye, replace like Dharma eye, replace the wisdom eye. No, still a naked eye. You see, through our naked eye, we always see the things just on the surface, 表面肉眼. So 肉眼看狗熊in Chinese. 慧眼识英雄咯. There's a phrase in Chinese. So therefore, you see, if we fully understood the Dharma, we have a right concentration, right understanding, means we have a wisdom, and this called that you have a wisdom eye. Because you see things throughout the whole thing, very transparent, you know what is emptiness, you know what is true reality. So you won't attach to anything in the world or outside world. Okay? So, you see, because of this eye, it's very special. This eye, she is highly educated, and I do not doubt her power, or that she has delusion and hallucination. Some of the eye, you can see the ghost, whatever, not 青光眼, I don't know, 阴阳眼, in Chinese. You see, you think very good, you have this power very good, you better be careful, We all see the human being, like in this classroom. Then why you see the long hair, tongue very long one, 一见发财, You want to see the Dracula? I don't want. I want to see the human being. I want to see the pretty girl, to see the handsome guy. Why not? And this is considered normal. People can't see. I can see the ghost, I can see the spirit, I can see the 释迦牟尼佛. Come on, not easy. Not easy, right? You want to see the 释迦牟尼佛, no, you probably dream of it, but that one's a dream. Through concentration, you might be able to see the Buddha, but not during the normal condition. So when I was young, my father invited me a group of medium. Medium 跳档. Singapore 跳档 in Singapore medium, and Taiwan different. Okay, and if in South Korea, they also do have the medium. But the way they perform the medium, I tell you, very horrible. You see, very scary one. Different from us one, Do you know the South Korea, the medium? Then go South Korea and see. I don't want to ask you everything to know. You see? Then you have this kind of knowledge, then you want to talk about Dharma, wisdom, TKK, Tangkuku. And I saw one lady, very mild manner, but suddenly she turned into a very aggressive person when possessed by the spirit, 跳档. Basically, do we believe in 跳档? Now, in Buddhism, we know about 6 cycle. We believe in spirit, ghosts also 鬼也有嘛 like those spirits stay in the heaven or whatever. And those, you see, in Buddhism, they divide into two types of good and bad spirit. You know? Good spirit in Buddhism talk about Dharma protector, 护法神 to protect us, protect Buddhists, protect the Dharma, will help you. Just like I want to come here for Diamond Sutra, the talk, they will help you to everything smooth, everything unless you sway lah. Then all the way come here peacefully, safely. Now, those bad spirit that go to Thailand, 做拱桃, you know, 拱桃 actually in Taiwan not common, and only in Southeast Asia country. If you ask Taiwanese 降头, they don't know. They don't know about 降头. And how come so easily to get a 拱桃? It's because we are not calm. We don't have a concentrated mind. We are wavering. 摇摆不动. It's just like you close the door. You don't close fully tight, close tightly. Anyhow, mosquito will come in. So as long as you leave a gap, the evil spirit will come in already. So 降头 is nothing. If you are very calm, you practice the Dharma, you recite the Buddha name or Bodhisattva name, definitely can cure one this sort of thing. 不用怕的. Moreover, you taking the tree refuge, you have I told you before, 36 Dharma protector, 36 bodyguard, unless they go on sabbatical leave, then you see. You see, I say one. So, always I say, you 佛法就有办法嘛. Definitely, if you have a Dharma, means that you have a wisdom, then you know how to solve the problems. Now, so this medium, 跳档, Buddhism, we believe that the spirit coming, if the good spirit, you go and consult the medium, because they got spiritual power, they can foresee or see your future, your past life, your present life, what's going to happen to you. And if they ask you to learn Buddhism, to take refuge in the Triple Gem, Quy, become Buddhist, and to listen to Dharma talk, attend Dharma class, and this is a good spirit, consider good one, 好的吗? If they ask you, say, hey, don't go to Buddhism, go to cult, go to Enjoy Your Life, go to Orchard Road, go to Jalan, 这种你要小心. That one is not a good one. If they ask you to come for Diamond Sutra, the talk, this is a good one. They follow you, bodyguard, then they wait outside for you until 11:15. Now, so who possessed by spirit and went into trance. But of course, as a Buddhist, you don't go and consult medium because 它准是准 very accurate, but things subject to changes. And spiritual power cannot override the karma. I told you already, 神通抵不了业力. If you have a bad karma, then you need the wisdom to do the repentance, 忏悔嘛, repent, right? Not simply through the spiritual power, 给你变, then you override the karma already. And this is against the Dharma, against the Buddha talk. Okay? So spiritual power can't solve the thing totally, only on the surface. 治标不治本 in Chinese. Only on the surface. When condition arise, the seed still there, when the condition arise, the thing will grow and sprout out. And you will get the karmic result. 业报 in Chinese. Clear? So, possessed by spirit and went into trance and jump about totally a different person. Of course, it's no more he or she already because another spirit will come. 我是翁雅公妈祖婆，我是关公。有人跳观音的嘞，快点你跳观音。You just imagine, do you think you believe this is 观音? I don't really believe, no. 观音要跳也不会跳，他来我这边跳吗？ Because I'm pure vegetarian 嘛。Then I'm a monk 嘛，对吗？也来嘛来我知道嘛。Oh, sister, better come for Dharma talk. You absent for so many times. Those spirits, because you can't really see by yourself, and they might have another spirit, and they address to themselves. They say, you might address me as 观音, but who knows? You don't know. But if they say they are 观音菩萨 or 观音牛牛, if they ask you to come to Buddhist law, to come for Dharma talk, to learn Buddhism, 那个可能是观音，因为它千百亿化身嘛，变来变去。So we want to approach you and to influence you, right? To learn Buddhism. Okay, next one. The next paragraph. Christianity explained this phenomena to satanic spirit. Of course, they talk about Satan, Jesus Christ. All everybody have sin. To them, it's called sin. S-I-A, S-I-N, sin, right? 罪人. But to Buddhism, is everybody have a karma. So karma and sins is different things. It's a different concept. Okay? Buddhism seems to advocate reincarnation. Of course, we believe in, you see the PowerPoint rebirth, 投胎, because not just one life, we just, reborn in Singapore as a human being. Who knows next life? Our next life, depend on the karma. Right? You talk about 6 cycles. And depend on the karma and determine where we be supposed to go. I mean, if you go good karma, you can go to the heaven. Or if you practice Dharma diligently, you might go to the Pure Land. I mean, if you want to go to Pure Land to see Amitofo, like Buddhist law is Pure Land school, Amitofo. And to advocate reincarnation, and when someone die, his spirit will reincarnate based on his karma. As I said earlier, like based on your karma. How do Buddhism then explain wandering spirit? You see, wandering spirit, 孤魂野鬼 in Chinese. You see, usually when somebody die, if you have a good karma, definitely go to the heaven or go to the Pure Land, depend on you lah. If you have a very extreme, the kind of bad karma, no bargain. The next moment you die, the next moment, 1 second, the top go down already. Go to where? Go to the hell. 下地狱. And for those people, 破天掉, not so good and not so bad, 破天掉, 半天掉了. So they are wandering around. In Chinese, called 中阴身. The kind of consciousness, because they are waiting, condition arise, they go to depend on which cycle, whether hungry ghost, animal, the 3 evil destiny or 2 good realm, all depend on your karma. But because they can't 决定, but cannot determine where you have to go immediately, so they are wandering. So according to Master Shen Yan, whether endless time or within 7 days or within 49 days. 不是人家讲说做功德该做功德嘛 because they scared the spirit don't go where, So this is called wandering spirit. So when somebody die, we definitely can move the body. People say you cannot move the body. Why? He or she will feel pain. If he or she will feel pain, at least pretend die. It's actually not dying. 根本都不会死嘛，你死根本没有感觉嘛 ，no feeling already because heartbeat no more already stop. So you can move the body, you don't need to wait for 8 hours. I mean, this is my view. According to Buddhism, the Dharma. My grandmother also asked the casket people to move. And the casket people asked me, because they're very smart, they say, you're a monk, so you tell me, you want to wait for 8 hours or move the body immediately? I said, move. I said, according to the teaching, there's no so-called like pain or painless, or pain or whatever. He said, yeah, you're right, Actually, we also prefer to move the body, don't to wait for 8 hours. We based on the Buddhism, the Yogacara Wei Shi. You see, we call consciousness not say soul, Buddhism to believe in soul. The moment we die, the consciousness definitely leave the body already. It's whether wandering spirit or they go to Pure Land, go to heaven, go to the hell. No more in your body already. So they don't need this will relate to another question. They asked me whether I can donate the organs in our body. Okay, next one wait. Okay, next 2 questions in Chinese. 有关气佛. They asked me about the first question, something like that. I do everything translate from Chinese. About 7 Buddha. Have you heard about 7 Buddha? 气佛. Seven, 七种佛了。You know what is 七佛? This is actually referred to Shakyamuni Buddha before he was born in India in 2,600 years ago. Before him, those not only just one Buddha, because you talk about so many Buddhas. Before Shakyamuni Buddha was born in India, before him, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 Buddha before him. He is the number 7. 第7户 You know who is the number 8? 还没出现吗 Brother, probably you know. 没有啦，还没有第8啦。Who know? More than 100 students, probably one of them 小看他吗 Okay, so this is Shakyamuni Buddha is number 7. Before him, 6 Buddha, 6尊佛. Okay, clear? They ask me why 7. because Shakyamuni Buddha is number 7 ma. Number 8 haven't come yet ma. Correct or not? Wow. Okay. No, you see, Shakyamuni Buddha was born in this earth, India, this world, because they are talking about 10 directions of all the world, just like universe. It's just like in the earth, not only Singapore. They go Beijing, Australia, other countries as well. Not only all those countries in this world, in this planet, also called in this earth, we do a human being stay in the earth. Who know other world, other planet, whether moon, sun, or whatever. You don't know. You cannot just say because I can't see through my naked eye. Probably they appear not in the human form. You see, last time people ever have a gossip say, "Hey, 我过马路看到 7 inches people, right? 7寸的." Have you heard before? Nobody. 假啦，按金刚call了。So it's just like they behave in another manner. You see, just like okay, just like now in this classroom. I can't see the spirit. The spirit will not appear in the kind of physical form whereby you can see Buddha sitting here. 看不 or probably the ghost behind. Or 7个月爱搞了7万地藏菩萨，对吧？很多啊，一定有鬼的嘛。Because they will come here to eat 嘛。Then you say 我没有看到嘞。Luckily because you can't see. If you see, 你惊死。烏頭門，阿魔鬼、燈籠鬼，哇，攏總有。Western ghosts, Asian ghosts, everything, different ghosts. Okay, so might refer to this earth. I mean, of course, we talk about all 10 directions of the Buddha. Everywhere Buddha. Before Shakyamuni, there are so many Buddha because everybody can become Buddha. Everybody have Buddha nature, potential enlightenment. Who knows, sister? Next one will be you, number 8 after 释迦牟尼佛。你的佛名叫居士佛 because you are at the Buddhist law. You don't laugh, who know? 不要看衰他嘛 you. Okay, second question. 佛教徒you say those Buddhists when they pass away, could they donate the organs? 捐器官 Do you know that in Muslim, because due to their religion, they are not allowed to donate organs? 你知道回教徒吗 Muslim cannot donate organ, but there's a paradox. When they're admitted in the hospital as a Muslim, they need organs transfer. I mean transplant, 捐赠器官. But they cannot donate to people. They can accept people donate to them. You think this is a paradox? Not fair, right? 因为我捐给你，你用我的，然后我不能用你的 something like that. But of course, they say, this is a religion. When I talk about religion, you better keep your mouth shut because it's a very sensitive issue. 宗教很敏感的嘛 It's the religion. Why you want to change my religion? And Singapore talk about religious harmony, Now any president, hopeful, whether Taman, whether Ng Kok Song, or whether George Go, 3 of them at the moment 3. Now one more Tan Keng Liang, don't know qualify now. Then of course they also talk about religious harmony. Correct. So Taman, the slogan say, what was the Taman slogan? 口号. Do you read the newspaper? You tell me if you don't read the newspaper, you are excused. 互重 mutual respect. Right? Because as a president, is make sure that, big as an example to regardless of race, language, or religion, this is a national anthem. Regardless of race, 我还记得 national anthem when I was a young schoolboy. Regardless of race, language, or religion, national anthem. But now cannot remember fully anthem. Okay, so as a Buddhist, can we donate the organ? First, we talk about emptiness. We don't attach to the body. And second thing I told you before, when we pass away, the consciousness left the body already. This body, 臭皮囊, you burn it or you bury or whatever, must you donate all. Like me, last time I was written a will. I said when I die, I donate all the organs. 没有用，但是他要我的可能不能用，坏掉。我 vegetarian one, I don't know. But you can donate your organ. You say pain this and then wake up pain. 你死来做好事嘞。You die, then you perform a good deed and donate your organs to people. This also practice giving, practice no self, practice emptiness. 那不是很好吗？听到没有 So it's no issue that whether you cannot donate the organ, must be full complete body. 这种 superstitious. Whether you're based on the Dharma, or talk about the charity or whatever, or talking about helping people, definitely you can donate the organs. Buddhism not stopping you donate the organs. There's no issue about that. Okay, 4 questions, finish. Wow, waste a lot of time. Okay, please refer to your textbook. You see, if you know the Dharma, all these questions, I don't need to answer one. So, 有佛法就有办法咯. So, when I taught so many students, I'm in my teaching career for more than 20 years in Singapore. This is my rice bowl. You can say rice bowl. So, when usually I teach a student, usually hardly a student ask me the question one. Because you know why? Understood 嘛，你都讲了，我都听了。A B then definitely C or 1 + 1 = 2. Right now, this is called you have a right understanding. You have a kind of basic knowledge of the Dharma. You know how to solve yourself. You know what is the answer already. That's why I say Dharma class very important. But you must see what type of Dharma class. You can just read one sutra. This considered Dharma class. 佛学班，佛学班不是这样的嘞。Right now. Okay, so refer to your textbook. We are now in the chapter 6, and I told you before, chapter 6 talk about 正性. Very rare, because you see, how many Buddhists in Singapore? It seems like we dominate quite among the religion. We are the most Buddhists in Singapore. But if you talk about true Buddhists, 正性, right belief, they do have a right belief. Not many. I told you before how to become right faith. You have a right faith in Buddhism, 正性. According to Master Yin Sun, you must through the right knowledge, you know what is right or wrong, and after that you have a right understanding in the Dharma, 正见. Of course, you read you read the Way to Buddhahood, the textbook. According to Master Yin Sun, there are 4 types of worldly right views in the worldly Dharma, in the mundane world, 在世俗的. For instance, you believe in cause and effect, you believe in a karmic result. You believe in past, present, future, and so on and so forth, right? So this is called 世间正见, worldly right views. Now, what is a world transcending right view? 出世间正见. This is talking about in terms of wisdom, like emptiness, nirvana, no self. All these are considered world transcending right views. Depending on origination, 缘起. And finally, you become a so-called like right belief in Buddhism. Okay. Now, so this chapter 6 now refer to page 115. Right, so I just tell you the gist of this chapter 6 talk about right belief. And, you see a lot of people superstitious. This cannot consider a true Buddhist. Just like today, the Sunday time, this morning I read the Sunday time, they're talking about Joss paper because 7 months coming. You burn the Joss paper, okay, I respect your belief lah. 我尊重你的信仰嘛。But you see very often in Singapore when 7-month festival coming, you build a tent outside this auditorium. And these people burn the incense paper, they don't clean up. And some even worse still, they didn't burn, they just threw away the paper, They threw throughout the whole place. And so messy, dirty. And they don't care. They don't care. They say cannot touch, must make it like that, throw all the paper. So 阴间的人才会拿到钱. Come on, I ask you a simple logic. If those people are supposed to go to the hell, you think they go to the hell to enjoy their life? No, 他不是去享受地狱嘛. They are supposed to go there and suffer, in the hell of punishment, So they go there for punishment. Do you think that you burn them $1 million for them, they can receive it? No, common sense 嘛。用讲难听，用屁股想都知道。How to use? How to use? Okay, you say, yeah, they will receive. Okay, I believe they will receive. Once you have $1 million, can you buy the BMW car or whatever? You can't. You're supposed to go there to suffer one. Even you want to buy, no BMW car, paper car. Okay, so refer to page 115 here. The verse here. The Buddha said, Subhuti, do not ask, will there be any beings in the future, in the final approach, in the final period, in the final 500 years of the Dharma any age, who give birth to a perception of the truth of the words of a sutra such as that spoken here, surely Subhuti, in the future, in the final approach, in the final period, in the final 500 years of the Dharma ending age, there will be fearless bodhisattva who are capable, virtuous and wise, who give birth to a perception of the truth of the words of a sutra, such as that spoken here. You see, sometimes you read the verse, it seems like a lot of repetition, right? Using the same phrase, right? You see, Chong He, and now Chong He, Cantonese, that's why the sutra become very long. You see, one thing for this, the purpose for it, they repeat the same phrase, is spelled out to, in case we forget, to make sure you have a deep impression about this so-called like phrase, so that it won't be so easy to forget. You know, I think this is one of the purpose, right? Okay, so you see the first paragraph, how they explain to us. In the previous chapter, Subhuti does not see the real Buddha. As we know, you want to see the Buddha, you see the Dharma. Because Buddha no more here already. He was attained the Nirvana in 2,600 years ago in India. 佛陀不在了，见法如见佛 in Chinese. You follow his teaching, it's just like you see the Buddha. You want to see the physical Buddha, unless you are very good in meditation, you can achieve a concentrated mind, you have a wisdom, whatever, you might be able to see. But even if you see the Buddha, so what? You can't do anything. Cultivation is your own self-cultivation. 它帮不了你的. Right? It's your own self-reliance. Self-cultivation. In the textbook, The Way to Buddhahood, according to Master In Sun, 自己修行的 nobody will do it totally for you. 个人吃饭，个人饱. Can I help you to eat on behalf of you? Later on lunch coming? Of course you have to eat yourself, otherwise you're hungry. Okay, sister, I eat for you. Okay, I eat for me, the whole bowl of rice for you. Empty stomach, you know. You have to study yourself. Right? It's just that now I'm giving a Dharma talk. I can understand. You cannot understand. I try my best to make sure you understand. If you still cannot understand, well, what can I do? Right now, I cannot say I understand that copycat, you know, cut and paste, doink, 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 cut and paste. Wow, you also can understand. Wow, everybody win-win situation. 双赢. You happy, I happy. Right? So only emptiness. Of course, you see the Buddha, we don't attach to the Buddha. We call it attachment. This is just a symbolic figure, right? You must have something for you to pray. I mean, as a human being, 如果你修得很厉害 emptiness, no form, no cell or whatever, then you don't need a statue. Well, you just imagine if you go abroad, whether to study or to work overseas for 1 month, for 1 year, you cannot just bring along the statue and put in the luggage and follow you. Cannot. Then you go there, you still have to do a morning, night, so practice meditation. I mean, if you're very good Buddhist, you still have to read the Dharma books or whatever. I mean, spend some time. Then, you, of course, you try to visualization of the Buddha in front of you or whatever. But of course, you don't attach to it. Why not? So you cannot, there's no sense. You have to bring along the statue there and put inside your luggage. Wow. Correct. So here he does not understand the nature of the real Sangha either. Subhuti wonders how anyone in the future can fathom a teaching he himself does not fully understand. But you don't forget, Subhuti is expert in emptiness. He's very good at understand emptiness. Not like you and me who do know emptiness. Right? We mean understand emptiness means that you really have a wisdom. You're not easily cling on to the external world, object in the external world. Correct? Okay, back to here. Especially since being in the future will not have then to the next page. Do not have the advantage of the Buddha's example and personal instruction, but the Buddha rebukes Subhuti and say, there will be surely be beings in the future who believe this teaching. They are called bodhisattva. Of course, you and me, we don't believe or we can't understand what is emptiness. We are stupid. But not bodhisattva. Pusa. Bodhisattva very smart. He got the wisdom, just like Guan Yin Pusa. We say Buzu Pusa. Buzu means one more stage, one more step, then become Buddha already. 多一步的嘞 ，so very close to Buddha. You see, Bodhisattva like 观音菩萨、普贤菩萨、地藏悉地嘎巴 Bodhisattva coming 7 months 7月要到了，地藏菩萨、Mansuri 文殊菩萨、四大菩萨嘛，中国。And these 4 great Bodhisattva actually they are very close to become Buddha, you know, especially 观音菩萨。If you 穿的大悲忏、大悲忏嘛。Actually, 观音菩萨 he or is it he or she? She was a Buddha before, no? It's just like 光明正法明如来 the name for the Buddha name, you know. But because want to save sentient beings, so it appear as a form of Bodhisattva as a female. Actually, initially, originally, he appear as a male body, you know, he not she, you know. In China, you know, I don't forgotten which dynasty. Then they start to change because of, you know, for the sake of sentient being, because more female easier to approach to them to help them, you know, their problem or whatever. So it appear as a female 嘛，变成女的嘛，观音菩萨变成杂波来嘛。Actually, 观音菩萨 there's no male, neither male nor female, no. 你不能讲他是男的还是女的。No form, formless. If you are female, I appear in front of you as a female. Easier to talk to you, sister, correct now. Especially in Buddhism, tapo, what's it zabo? Very strict one. They dare not, right? So easier to, more convenient to talk to them. If you're male, then appear as a male, no? Correct no? It's just like all sitting here, all your classmates, whether boy or girl, you don't know who is a 观音菩萨, you don't know, no? You don't know. Of course, you through 那个 I can't see 哦，那个人每次在骂你的，而且那个是观音菩萨，你个没都等你讲了，看嘛。Okay, so you know, you say it's a bodhisattva. So Buddhi underestimate the power of a bodhisattva's resolve rightly made. They will indeed be those whose faculties and ability are complete, whose moral character is pure, and whose understanding is profound. In terms of understanding of the Dharma, for once they resolve to liberate all beings, there will be no place or age when Bodhisattva do not appear, right? Regardless whether any time, any place. For to them, Bodhisattva, because their goal is to benefit all sentient beings, 救众生嘛. This is their target. Okay. So time and space are not constrained for the Bodhisattva's body of merit. As you know, especially for those spirits, because they are not constrained by space and time, so they go beyond time and space, 超越时空嘛. Right or not? So for us, physical body, you're sitting here, you can't move already within this space. Right? Within this time, now 10:30, we are here. But we don't know what is outside, happening outside. Right? Because if you are here, constrained by space, time is here, correct or not? But for spirit, beyond time and space. Right? Any moment, one moment Singapore, next moment Indonesia, you need to take everything one. Next moment Beijing. Go beyond space. Right? Time, the Dharma is beyond time and space. Not only in India, now everywhere got Dharma. I mean, if you want to learn the Buddhism, any time, or even in this generation. Right? So this is called beyond time and space. Now, so in fact, such bodhisattva will necessarily include Subhuti and anyone else who embark on the bodhisattva path. Okay? Here, okay, we look at this, how Sutra tells, in the perfection of wisdom, in 8,000 lines, some of the gods present thought to the self. We understand the, gibberish of yasa, the spirit, ye cha, okay? Yasa is a Sanskrit word, you see the bracket, spirit. The speech of yasa, the howling of yasa, the saying of yasa, the argument of yasa, the mumbling of yasa. Okay? So, but we do not understand the explanation, the teachings, the mumbling of Subhuti. Why? Because if we talk about emptiness or whatever, so very difficult, to them it's very difficult to understand. It's just like Buddha give a sermon to Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva can understand.菩萨他懂. But to us, we couldn't understand. Because why? Too profound. Too profound. Now, just like one sister asked me whether in Buddhism, when we cultivate the Dharma 修行啊 ，have to wait until we enlighten。我们要悟了才能够学佛。I mean in Chinese 啊 ，this is a wrong concept. No, these are all in parallel because now we are in the cautious stage. You know, cautious stage. Or resultant stage, cause and effect. Because now we are in the process of learning the Dharma, practicing the Dharma. You have to wait until one day, at the end of the day, then you become Buddha, or you can get the result, achieve the result. It's called resultant stage. So we learn and practice the Dharma in parallel at the same time. Then now you learn the Dharma from here, Dharma talk of the Dharma Sutra. When you go out from this classroom and you try to learn whatever you understand, the Dharma, right, in our daily life. And this is how we generate wisdom. 这个叫修行嘛。Make sure you don't have a hot temper, practice tolerance, practice no stealing or whatever, and so on and so forth. At the hot weather, you definitely have to practice tolerance. 你要忍嘛 You can't change. And it's caused by human being and getting worse and worse. Very extreme. You read the newspaper, the seawater now, the temperature in the seawater, 20.9 degrees C, You say, it's an aircon temperature of 20, we should room temperature is 24 degrees C. I mean, the comfortable temperature in the room, air conditioning. 20 not too bad, still cold. But you compare with last time, it's below 20 And you just imagine fish in the ocean, those in the ocean, 在海里面的动物什么东西 they can't stand, It's actually it's harm to them, And you eat the seafood, fish or whatever, better be careful. And you see the nuclear water, Japan pour the nuclear water to the sea, 日本 They say safe, very safe. Because United Nations says safe. They declare it safe. And South Korea said no problem. And people start to worry. Who are the country worried? China, Taiwan. Because all nearby one. Singapore not too bad. 4 hours flight to Taipei, 4.5 hours. If nothing affect you, who know? Sea water will go wherever they go, no? So one day we'll come to Singapore, no? Then you better be careful. You see, these are all caused by human beings, 你要怪谁 You see, the cycle of up and down, this is a natural cycle, Actually, it's in the normal pace. But now human beings are speed up. 我们去加最大 because it causes air pollution. We speed up, the thing become very fast. 它变得很快的 very fast to happen. In fact, this thing will happen one. But it's just very fast. So probably you and me, before we die, we can see it, Why not? And this, I'm not threatening you or whatever. This is according to the Dharma is like that one. Thing will happen, So therefore, 我们要爱地球。You see, Master 圣言法鼓山 Dharma Drum， 他提倡环保嘛。我们要爱这个地球。You must love the earth. That means you don't anyhow spoil the thing or cause any pollution, whatever. Everybody behave very selfish, right? And now throw the mask, throw the paper, who care? You see so many masks on the road one, or whatever, 口罩. So do you think the virus will disappear? Of course, now you take the train or public transport, 8 out of 10 average, hardly people wear the mask already. People taking for granted already. But I don't care, I still wear the mask. 你讲惊死嘛好，爱死嘛好。But it's a personal freedom 谁能够讲你？我要带你怎么样？ So 你可以讲我吗？ Of course, you have a freedom to wear. So I tell you that this COVID-19, of course, now quite under control, but things will never disappear yet. The next virus will come. So you have to prepare for it. You see, Singapore very good. They prepare beforehand, and Lee Kuan Yew spirit before what's going to happen in 50 years' time, in 100 years' time. I'm not PAP, telling you. It's just I know that, You know, I was in Taiwan for 4 years, England 5 years, or stay abroad for 9 years. Not like you go there for 9 days holiday. So in comparison, we know that Singapore really do a lot of things. Of course, you cannot expect 100%, you know. Of recently happened, you know what I'm talking, right? The corruption of the minister, then happened the speaker, or whatever. This thing will happen, even Taiwan to Taiwan, me too. To them, sing sao lao is very normal in Taiwan. I didn't say that I encourage this thing to happen, you know. As a human being, thing might happen, but if it happens, you have to solve quickly, try to solve it. Make sure the system works, you know. Okay, back to here. Now, Vasubandhu, okay, no time already. Vasubandhu, Asanga, I tell you, all these are the two founders of the Yogacara school. So, Asanga, you can turn to page 438 if you want. You just write down. If you want, go back. You can read up at the end of this textbook, the behind one. Han Qing, next one, page 447, this scholar. Page 117, Dao Chuan, page 464. Okay, next verse. Indeed, Subhuti, such fearless bodhisattva will have honored not just one Buddha, and they will have planted auspicious roots before not just one Buddha. Surely, Subhuti, such fearless bodhisattvas will have honored countless hundreds and thousands of Buddhas, and they will have planted auspicious roots before countless hundreds and thousands of Buddhas. Okay, we try to explain the verse here first. Okay, see the first paragraph here. Belief and understanding come from the merit, just a fruit comes from the tree. So which come from a fruit, which come from a tree, belief and understanding do not fall from space, but require careful cultivation of the Dharma seed collected from countless Buddha over countless lifetime. So in other words, just like our Shakyamuni Buddha, he took 3 great kapals, Santa Ajahn Zije, 3 great kapals to become Buddha. You know kapal in Sanskrit? Chinese called jie, gyab. Means the longer time. So these are measured time units in India. They use kapal. Nowadays, what we use the time unit, second, minutes, hour. But during the Buddha time, in India, they use kalpa, means such a long time. So our Shakyamuni Buddha, he took 3 great kalpas, such a long time before he became Buddha. Okay, 3 great kalpas. Santa Ajahn Zije. So some students are saying, Sifu, after the Dharma class, can we become Buddha? TKK, Tang Kuku. Your Dharma class only 2 years the most or 3 years the most. 3 years you want to become Buddha. People 3 great kalpas, 投胎多少次 countless, then they become Buddha. Right? Then you say, like that, no hope. Not say no hope, but there's a hope. If we study, if we learn, we cultivate the Dharma now, so at least got some hopes. Correct now? Yeah. So Buddhism is just like TCM, no? It takes long time to recover one. Cannot like instant noodle very fast, 3 minutes can eat already. You know? Of course, you go and sit for medium 跳档, the spiritual power get it 扁, and more your, touch your head or whatever. Okay, but that one cannot totally solve the problem. Okay? Now, so Shakyamuni Buddha too honored hundreds and thousands of Buddha in the course of his development as a bodhisattva. By honoring those who teach the Dharma, bodhisattva eliminate inauspicious roots and add to their auspicious roots. The roots determine the nature and the quality of the fruit. Of course, you know that roots very important, right? Just as seed, roots. Other thing, during tree also, the root must must have a fertilizer, sunlight, and water, and so on and so forth. So roots include, next page, include our ability and habits of behavior, speech and thought. Auspicious root, definitely is a good one, who give birth to belief and understanding. Inauspicious root give birth to disbelief and delusion. This in contrast, the other way around. Thus, to believe and understand such a profound teaching as this being, or we call sentient being, like you and me, cannot plant just any seed, but a seed that puts forth the deepest root of deepest root. It's just like now you come here to listen to Dharma. In fact, we are planting the seed. You probably cannot have a wisdom or enlightened during this present life. Who knows? Next life or next life, right? Because the seed is still there. If you don't learn the Dharma now, that means you have no seed at all. No seed at all. How to come out the fruits? No fruits, right? This is called cause and effect, 因跟果. So, and only Bodhisattvas are capable of planting and cultivating such a seed. Subhuti asked about being. The Buddha answered about Bodhisattva. Only Bodhisattva possess a body capable of bearing the weight of this teaching during the Dharma end age. 末法时代, Dharma end age. What do you mean? That means we do, just that now is a Dharma end period. That means Buddha was not around. You can't see those enlightened beings or Bodhisattva in this generation. What we can see is only the text, the sutra in this generation. Then now we can see the text or whatever. But hardly people enlightened. 没有人开悟的，你找不到佛的，这个末法。And if somebody tells you, I'm a Buddha, you better be careful. It's whether they just come out from IMH or they have had intention to cheat you, 他要骗你的。You say want to become Buddha 这么容易 ？You take a checklist and check 你没有动烦恼。Do you have a temper? Right? Do you have greed, hatred, ignorance? Checklist 你 check 嘛。Always I tell the student, just like the way to Buddha with the textbook, they say 4 fruitions, 4果阿罗汉 Arhat. You check, you must meet certain criteria so that you call that you are Arhat. It's just that you must meet a certain criteria before you can claim yourself as a Bodhisattva or Buddha. Simple as that. I give you the example. You want to go to NUS for your degree or postgraduate course, then you must meet the requirement. Just like you must score very good result in your bachelor degree, BA, so that you can apply for postgraduate course, whether master or PhD. They have a certain criteria. Just like you enroll for this Dharma talk, by right. If you Dharma class, if they want to give you a certificate, just like in the school, whatever, then you must meet the entry requirement. Right not? It means you must be able to listen, to know some English or Chinese, you can read or whatever, probably cannot write because no exam. If there's an exam, then make sure you must be able to write. Right not? So this is an entry requirement. So if you meet the requirement, then you can come here for the class or talk or whatever course, then at the end you pass the exam, they give you a certificate. But luckily, we are not a class, just a talk. Even a class last time that I conducted the way to Buddhahood, also no exam. It's just if I say there's an exam, nobody come. And throughout the whole class, this room, emptiness. Kong. And I tell you, the Dharma difficult to write, If I ask you, so, what is emptiness? It's I know, but I don't know how to write. Some people ask me, I know, but I don't know how to put it in word, And my hands stuck down there. Stagnant there. Because this is not engineering or mathematics or 1 + 1 = 2, Correct now? You know it's one thing. You see, last time we are teaching the academic, the university. You see, usually the subject, no exam one, it's an essay writing. Some people say, essay writing, 没有考试很爽. Essay writing actually is more difficult, Essay writing, that means you have to spend time to do research to write your essay, Of course, now we have a more advanced technology, A1, GP check. You know what check? The one can do it for you. That's why our college also specify, student not allowed to do this or whatever. 我不会写 What is emptiness? No problem. I got somebody to help me. Don't be panic. Then A1 come out, everything to you for, write essay, write a thesis, whether you are master degree or PhD thesis, 不要緊. I got A1 help me, to A1 tools, help me to write the essay. But I tell you, if the experienced professor, they know that whether you're copycat, 你骗不了我们的. Because you have to quote some sources Who say? Buddha say, whatever say. So you can say, somebody say, somebody who. You must have evidence. And this called disease, 这个叫 research. You can't just brush, like that. No. This called research. Black and white evidence. 有就是你讲，不是你讲，就是不是你讲。Otherwise, we can go and trace back and, and realize that, you try to cheat or whatever. And now copycat, 台湾很多抄袭论文 You see those ministers or whatever, because they say, degree, 一大把路边一大把 very common in Taiwan. So many universities, you say degree holder, we have standard, it's tattoo. So you become minister, they must have some qualification, 不然人家看衰你你 degree only, so must go and get a master degree. And now recently happened in Taiwan, all so many copycat 抄袭论文 and you know how they approve, and they want to find out this 蔡英文 president also copycat 他的 PhD thesis, but she denied, 他死都不要，他说我的论文封存30年不可以看You just imagine we got PhD thesis cannot be seen one. If you want to see my thesis, open door for you. Or you don't open door, you can go and check my Bristol University library. 这个是公开的吗 ？Open one 这个 so secret 不使看，用这个头壳心买在有没有头壳心 But I heard a student told me there's some she got something you don't know one, But of course, don't talk politics, Back to Dharma. It's not politics. If you're interested, ask me personally. I don't know whether this one got any spy here or Taiwanese here. I don't know. And if you're a spy here, then if I go to Taiwan next time, blacklisted, 有去不能回. Okay, so where are we now? Okay, see the content here. So the teaching of this sutra. We are now in the page 119, right? Masini lang high go. That's why I tell you, I got a lot of story to tell you, because my experience a lot whether Buddhism, whatever, but just at no time, 跟你講金剛經講緊20、24、25個講不了。Okay, so you see the Hui Nen, the scholar, you can refer to page 449, you can read it by yourself. Next page 119. 完净 what? 完日修 So this one page 469. 道传 page 464. Okay, read it by yourself. Okay, next verse. So in the words of a sutra, such as that spoken here, so they are sure to gain perfect clarity of mind. The Tathagata knows them, Subhuti, by means of his Buddha knowledge, and the Tathagata sees them, Subhuti, by means of his Buddha vision. The Tathagata is aware of them, Subhuti. For they all produce and receive a measureless, infinite body of merit. Okay, we look at how they explain here. Now, so the teaching of this sutra is so difficult to accept that those who hear it for the first time are likely to reject it. I don't know whether you hear it for the first time. You say, 真深啦，哇，真深啊 very profound 啊。forget it, I don't want to come already 啦，空個頭啦，我拜拜保平安就好了。I don't want to go to Pure Land, but at least can go to the heaven， 對嗎？我不要去淨土，去天堂就好了嗎 ？As soon as I don't want to go to the hell， 我不下地不是好咯，對不對 ？But don't forget, even you go to the heaven, it's still within the 6 cycle 6道嘞。So once your married, your good fortune 福報無量福報無量 they will descend, come down again, and come down that time and see your karma, whether you go to the hungry ghost, hell, human beings, animal or whatever, all have to depend on your karma. 不永久 not everlasting one. You go to heaven, not safe. You go to Pure Land, different. Okay? So it's your choice. Heaven, hell, Pure Land. 3-corner fight. So which one you want to go? Okay, it's your choice. If you don't laugh, this time really have to go for vote, To me, I guess at least 2-corner fight. 我講我咪都係去投票咧 ，as a monk, 就 long queue 啦，日日卡呀。So you should go earlier, 7點幾。You should last time the G, I went quite early, I went out. 哇，冇人啊，it's Saturday 嘛，今天包困嘛，困醒我嘛，嗬。Wake up very late one. 我跟你讲，人算不如天算。我去到 7:45， 哇，人不少，你知道吗？Auntie uncle 那困不落啊，真的。They can't sleep. They early in the morning they go there and queue. What see? 比我更早。So you see the voting is either you go early or you go late. You know. If you're in the middle 半堂赛你看在一点几people to go for lunch 出来了，往中出来了。You know. So you see, I still have to go. Right? People see monk so what? Monk also citizen, right? We still got one vote. You know. Why not? Probably my vote also very important. 差一票就差很多嘞。But in Singapore, that won't happen. Okay, so the teaching of this is so difficult to accept. Especially the first time, are likely to reject it. Only those who have set forth on the Bodhisattva path are capable for such prasada, in bracket called clarity, which is described here as a ekachita. Ekachita means one mind. Chitta means mind in Sanskrit. Chitta, bodhicitta, puti-sing. Okay. So the same word, patida, it means gain, appears again in chapter 28, near the end of the Bodhisattva path. Of course, next time we will know it. Where Bodhisattvas, it says something, right? Something, patida, it means gain and acceptance of the selfless, birthless nature of all dharma. So the same word is also used everywhere, elsewhere, to describe the Buddha's attainment of enlightenment. Here, Bodhisattvas are not yet capable of bearing or fully realizing the truth of such an insight, but they are capable of perceiving it. Of course, they do reach the Buddha stage yet. Right? They are not Buddha, they are just Bodhisattva. So by means of such understanding, Bodhisattva receive the same body every Buddha received. And thus the Buddha knows and sees them. The Buddha says, Buddha is aware of them, for they share the same body. We know the three bodies of the Buddha, right? Trikaya, one is a Dharma body, one is a reward body, and so on. So, of course, Buddha appeared the body to Bodhisattva is a reward body, 报身佛 in Chinese. So, in the Perfection of Wisdom of 8,000 lines, right, the Buddha tells the Subhuti, a Bodhisattva who practices this perfection of wisdom for a day, or who aspires to do so for even a single moment, is known to the Tathagata. Right? 你不要以为是 nothing, right? Even just a single moment, or if they have a perfection of wisdom. So how much more so those who cultivate such thought every day, not just you come here for Dhamma Sutra, alternate Sunday, but you go back, you also try to read up, also try to figure out, to understand what I taught you in the class, right? So everything inside your brain. Now you see, people got dementia. Beside the scattered mind, the food they consumption, the stress, everything. But if you practice meditation and you practice the Dharma and so on and so forth, usually hardly people got dementia. I say usually, not 100%. 老人痴呆症 or whatever. Or some people tend to very forgetful. You see, if your brain don't think about things, totally nothing or whatever, this is the extreme. 你就是脑筋不想嘛 lazy 嘛 So this is one extreme. If you think too much, 什么大小事都想了think too much or very stressed or whatever. This is another extreme. And Buddhism believes in middle path. So time to think, you think. Time to rest, you rest. 这样就对了。And this is a normal condition. 听得懂吗？ So if you want to make sure you're healthy, don't have dementia, this and that, 你就要这样咯。You must strongly believe in what Buddha taught us. Middle path. As a husband and wife, you also must practice middle path. You see, 今天我爱你爱得要死 then tomorrow I hate you until you go to the hell. 哇，假了，一个爱得要死，一个恨得要死。哇 one day only the mood so swing positive to negative, negative to positive. And these are called two extreme, Now how to practice middle path? 该爱的时候就爱一点，该恨的时候就恨一点，刚刚好。This is according to the Dharma. Well, 一样的道理啊。Then this one can last longer. This is a normal pace. If you do, 你看有没有 ？Do extreme, you know? 哇，太有你 also highly influenced by them. So actually you're suffering. 真的我没骗你的。And this is how you establish so-called a Buddhist family. Right? You go and think about it. Okay, so this 1009 say aspire for everyday Tathagata. How much more to those who cultivate the such thought every day? What future awaits those who, thus known to the Tathagatas? So their future is that of Buddhahood and no further rebirth in lesser realm. We talk about 3 realms in the world, right, in Buddhism, but only in the heavens and always in the presence of Tathagata. Now, talking about rebirth, okay, see the PowerPoint here. Rebirth, 轮回, in Buddhism refers to the teaching that action of the sentient being, just like our karma. That's why I told you before, right? I mean, during explain to the question from the student, solely depend on the karma, whether good karma, bad karma, and determine where you go. So, teaching action of a sentient being lead to a new existence after death. New existence means depend which cycle we go. As a human being, as a divine being, as a hungry ghost, animal, and so on and so forth. 6 cycle, right? So in an endless cycle, you should call it in Sanskrit samsara, 轮回, Chinese called 轮回, samsara, right? Samsara. Rebirth is 投胎, sorry, it should be 投胎. Okay? So the rest we see by Huinan, the one page 449, Fuxi, page 446, Shen Zhao, this is one of the great philosophers, page 460, page 121 here, Jiang Weilong, page 441, Dao Chuan, page 464, it refer to behind. Okay, one more, refer to another verse, probably this is the last one. Oh, good, one more. Okay, we move faster. And how so? Because Subhuti, these fearless bodhisattvas do not create the perception of self. Of course, they know that they practice no self. Nor do they create the perception of being alive or soul. Nor, Subhuti, do these fearless bodhisattvas create the perception of a dharma, much less the perception of no dharma. Subhuti, they do not create perception, nor no perception. So this is called middle path. Neither A nor B. 非空非有，非这个非 A 非 B in Chinese, neither A nor B. So this is a middle path, 中道. Clear? So they want to stress to you the concept, the important concept of middle path. Okay, move faster a little bit. The reason the mind are clear is because they are free of perception. Like you and me, the mind is not clear. Clear or not? So we are bondage by that. Are free of perception, but while bodhisattvas are able to free themselves for this most basic of perception, well, we perceive the thing, we thought the thing is really but in fact it's not. So the Buddha is concerned that next page, in so doing, they might become attached to the perception of their freedom from such perception. This actually, as a normal people like you and me, usually perceive the thing, we thought the thing is truly and we attach to it. Why not? So this is how we cause suffering. Well, Subhuti has just displayed this sort of attachment in his answer concerning the Buddha's body. Now, according to this is ever constant, the very famous Buddhist scholar, but passed away already. You can refer to page 443. Okay, we just see this scholar, what he say. According to belief in the reality of the first 4 perception, self, being, life, and soul, in bracket, was common among members of other religious sects in ancient India. And belief in the reality of last 4, dharma, no dharma, perception, no perception, this is another 4, was common among themselves for the more idealistic and nihilistic sect of Buddhism. So this refers to Buddhism. So bodhisattvas, meanwhile, produce and obtain an infinite body of merit because they are free of all such perception. Because they are free of it. Why? They are free of it because they didn't attach to it. 他没有执着。Okay, so the followed by Asanga, page 438. Wow, a lot of Asanga say one. Page 123. The below one, Dao Chuan, page 464. Tinahan, page 469. 469, correct, Tinahan. Okay, turn to next page, page 124. Wow, we still got 2 more verses. Let me see. Okay, move faster. Okay, and why not? The verse here, because Subhuti, if these fearless bodhisattva create the perception of Dharma, they will be attached to a self, a being, a life, and a soul. Likewise, if they created the perception of no Dharma, they will be attached to a self, a being, a life, and a soul. So whether they are attached to a Dharma or no Dharma, so these are considered the 2 extremes. 法跟非法. Okay? Okay, you see the below one, how they explain. So Dharma too can obstruct us. And not only Dharmas, but no Dharma as well. It's just I say, assistant. Emptiness is to counteract assistant. 空对有, right? But if we still attach to emptiness, and this will obstruct us as well. Especially for our cultivation. 你还是执着空嘛? You say attached to emptiness. Right? Emptiness, assistant, 空有, these are the 2 extremes. So according to middle path, 中道, neither emptiness nor assistant, 非空非有, 就是中道 in Chinese. Here, the Buddha urges the bodhisattva to take the middle path. I told you before, right? Middle path, 中道. Between idealism and nihilism, whether Dharma, believe in Dharma or believe in no Dharma, 法非法. Our belief in the variety of things is at the root of every problem. In a special dimension, we are attached to self and being. In the temporary dimension, we are attached to life and rebirth. So, one is space, one is time. Okay? So we are constrained by space and time. 我们受时空限制. So that's the reason we are no freedom at all. So if you are sitting here, if you listen attentively, if you achieve a concentrated mind, that means you are beyond time and space because you don't feel you are sitting here, constrained, space, you are sitting on the chair, you don't constrained by the time, from just now we started at 9:45, and why take so long? Now only 11:06, still got 9 minutes before the class dismissed, so you are looking forward to it. Now, so in the conceptual dimension, we are attached to the Dharma or no Dharma. If we can just get free of Dharma, as well as the absence of denial of Dharma, such perception as self or being becomes so much chaff in the wind. And only if we can get free of this, can we liberate others as well as ourselves. So in other words, we have to follow middle path. Right? We cannot fall into the 2 extremes. Otherwise, definitely will cause suffering. 我们就会痛苦. Okay, the below one, the scholar sends out page 460, 台能, page 464, 王波, page 449. Okay, can you turn to page 126? Last verse of this chapter. And why not? Because surely, Subhuti, fearless bodhisattva do not cling to a Dharma, right? Do not cling on, 不要执着, much less to no Dharma. Whether Dharma, 法或者是非法 Dharma or no Dharma, we still cannot attach to it. And this is the meaning behind the Tathagata saying, a Dharma teaching is like a raft. If you should let go of Dharma, how much more, so no Dharma. Just a raft, 划船. Okay, see below how they explain to us. Now, even though we cannot find anything real, the perception that something is real has its use. It's just a computer. Of course, you know that this delusion, this is not everlasting, impermanent, but computer got its function also, because you need computer to do something. 虽然它会变化 subject to changes, but computer still got its value, the function, right? And we can use it. It's very useful as well. So what is the important message to computer? Because when we see the computer, we don't cling on to it. We know that this computer is subject to changes. This computer all depend on causes and conditions. You know what I mean? So this is how Buddha is going to convey this important message to us. Okay? So, This is how we enter the stream of holy living. But the absence of Dharma makes further progress impossible. We still need Dharmas to help us, as I said just now, right? And others reach the far shore. Thus, we offer up our self-existence and receive in exchange a body of merit. But even a body of merit is but a lamp, a cataract, a star in space. Okay? Okay, next paragraph. So this comparison of Dharma to a dwarf appears in many other sutras, both Pali and Sanskrit. For example, in the Samyak Agama, you can read to page 460. This is one of the Agama or Hanjing. The Buddha meets a group of monks who are arguing about who is following a true Dharma and who is following a false Dharma. So the Buddha dismisses their arguments as fruitless, and tells them the only purpose of any Dharma is to help beings cross the sea of life and birth and death, from this shore to the other shore. So don't argue here and there. Right? Buddha told his disciple. So once across, what thought can there be a right Dharma or a wrong Dharma? 你管它什么是正法还是不是非法 right? So the Buddha also uses a metaphor of medicine in the same way, right? Urging his disciple not to become addicted, don't addicted to a medicine. So people take medicine very often, but some people just anyhow take it a little bit, also try to take, you become addicted, 上瘾了. In fact, for old people, those medicine, actually some sickness, no medicine to cure one, But just you go to polyclinic, a doctor has to give you, prescribe to you, medicine, actually 是营养品来的嘛. Because some sickness due to old age, so no medicine to cure. But when you take the medicine, old people, then you take it, you feel like more confident. 我吃药我的病就会好吗? But in fact, cannot cure your illness because no medicine to cure. Okay, 那个是营养品，有一些是这样，我说有些not all They didn't go and tell the doctor, and then doctor sue me. So addicted to a medicine that cures, their illness, lest they exchange one illness for another. So thus the Buddha urges us to let go of our perception of reality, but also to let go of our perception of unreality as well. Right? It's just like we have to let go of existence, at the same time we still have to let go of emptiness as well. 空也不能执着. Again, he is concerned that the Arahant in his audience will mistake emptiness for enlightenment and fail to understand the importance of working for the liberation of others. Okay, so this is what Buddha is trying to tell us. Now, Asanga, page 438, you can refer to behind. 完自修, page 469, I just told you already. 东立, page 467. Okay? So, we finished chapter 6. So we still got 3 minutes. We refer to another page, page 129, chapter 7, 第七章. If you are in the Chinese Sutra, refer to 第七章. I read the Chinese one first. 无得无说. This is a gist, the objective for this chapter. 无得无说. 须菩提，以云何？如来得阿耨多罗三藐三菩提耶？如来有所说法耶？须菩提言：如我解佛所说义，无有定法名阿耨多罗三藐三菩提，亦无有定法，如来可说。何以故？如来所说法皆不可取，不可说，非法非非法。所以者何？一切贤圣皆以无为法而有差别。Okay, so this chapter not very long, but very important, quite profound. It seems like I have to explain to you during the next lesson. So now we refer to the English one, page 129. Chapter 7. Once again, the Buddha asked the Venerable Subhuti, what do you think, Subhuti? Did the Tathagata realize any such a Dharma as, unexcelled, perfect enlightenment? And does the Tathagata teach any such Dharma? The Venerable Subhuti thereupon answered, Bhagavan, as I understand the meaning of what the Buddha said, the Tathagata did not realize any such Dharma as unexcelled, perfect enlightenment. Nor does the Tathagata teach such a Dharma, and why? because this Dharma realized and taught by the Tathagata is incomprehensible and inexpressible, and neither a Dharma nor no Dharma. And why? Because sages arise from what is uncreated. It's not like God created all beings. We always say that God, Almighty God, created all beings in the world. But Buddhism believes in karma, believe in cause and effect, dependent origination. So Buddha, he was not a creator. Buddha is a discoverer. He discovered the truth. 发现者不是创造者，不是 creator. Right? So this is Buddhism, the main difference between Buddhism and other religion. Okay? Chapter 7, now what time? Your time's up already. Okay, 给你心痒痒啊 just read the thing first, but no time to explain. So our next lesson will be on in 2 weeks' time. Anything to ask me? If no, then we do the dedication. Okay, please hold the palm and follow me. May all the merits thus accumulated be dedicated to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings and I together attain Buddhahood. Okay, please stand up. Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, see you on 20 August. Enjoy your lunch. Okay, see you. Enjoy your lunch and happy National Day. Bye-bye.